Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Zenithan, and welcome to today's video for Legends of Runeterra. Today, what cards have we gotten today? Like I predicted, we got a variety day today. So, nothing really champion related. There's some cards, theories with some of these cards about future champs, and some champs are being referenced, but nothing really like, oh, this is Jin support, Ilaoi, Bard. I mean, they could be Annie. We don't know what Annie does yet, but nothing really champion related, mostly just variety stuff. And I'll say this really quick. Some of these cards are really, really strong. But yeah, we got about, I think we have, what, 7 cards, I want to say? Maybe 6, but I think it's 7. So we got a lot to talk about today. Some of these cards, like I said, are really, really strong. And I think every single card that they showed off today has potential in a certain deck, except for one of them. One of them, I think, is just a little too weak. Anyway, though, enough rambling. Let's go and look at some of the cards because, like I said, we have a lot of cards. Some of them are fairly unique, and there's a lot of cool stuff to do with them. So, 7 cards. Okay, so I was about right. Haunted Tomb, Bakai, Witherclaw, Dragon Ambush, Dragon Roost, Celestial Trifecta, Wings of the Cryo Phoenix, Strategic Execution. So, we'll just start at the beginning and go from there. So, Haunted Tomb, what is it? 3 mana landmark, countdown to revive the strongest dead ally. This is interesting. I think it is good. Also, I love the full art. I'm pretty sure that's Commander Ladros' sword and shield, by the way, which is actually kind of cool too, because you know how he'll has the whole like die, revive kind of thing going on, but I don't know. This card, it is powerful. I will say that. And it's not really chained down by RNG. It's like you're getting the strongest dead ally. Now, with the way it's worded, it should hit champions too. So you could say like, oh well, if the champion is the strongest card, which it is in a lot of decks, you'll get a champion. Maybe if you really want to be greedy, build your deck so that Rekindler is the biggest card, the strongest ally in the deck. Have a Rekindler come down, bring a champion back, have the Rekindler die, Haunted Tomb comes down and pops later, bringing out Rekindler, which brings out a champion. That's a lot of value. That's also really slow. And that's my problem with the card. It is slow, and here's the biggest problem. What deck wants this? I honestly just don't know. Like, Shadow Isles does have some landmarks, but I'll be honest with you, I don't think they have a single good one. This actually is probably the best Shadow Isles landmark. The only other 2 Shadow Isles landmarks I can think of is, what, Vaults of Helia and the Spider one? I don't even remember the name of it. Those both suck. So this is definitely, in my opinion, the strongest Shadow Isles landmark, but Shadow Isles doesn't really have landmark payoff. Also, I don't think Shadow Isles will pair well with regions that do have landmark payoff. Like, I mean, Haunted Tomb Talia is kind of cute. I will admit that. You play Haunted Tomb, you play Talia copying the tomb when it's at countdown 1. But is that really just better than playing, say, Vandal City or Targon in your Talia deck? Maybe we can do a more control-y Talia deck, but Talia is not that great in terms of control, though. But Shadow Isles Shurima could do pretty well with control, I guess. Still, though, I do think it's a strong card. I think the biggest problem with this card, though, is just finding a home. Very, very powerful effect. Countdown's very quick, too. Only a countdown 2. Relatively cheap, too. So I think the biggest problem for this card is it just needs to find a home. And in my opinion, I don't actually know what the home is, because I really can't think of it. Maybe like Darkness? Bring back Ishtali Sentinel is kind of cute, or Senna? I guess that's kind of cute. Desinata, maybe. What do we have next? Oh, this card. This card is the card I was actually hinting at when I said I think every single card here is good except for one. I don't think this card is good. Bakai Witherclaw. 5 mana, 5/4. When an enemy is challenged, give it -2/-0 this round. It's a good effect. Don't get me wrong. It's just, it's a 5 mana card. That's expensive. It's kind of low impact for a card. Yeah, it doesn't have a great health pool too, especially for a 5-drop. It survives a lot of removal, I will give it that, like direct removal, surviving things like Mystic Shot, Get Excited, and etc, etc. So that's nice, but it's better, it's a 5-drop. I just wish it had like, either the stat line was swapped, maybe if it had a keyword of some kind, I don't even know, like fearsome or something. I'd like it a little bit more. I mean, what is it supposed to be? Renekton support? I guess you could maybe play like Shurima Demacia, because Demacia does have a lot of challengers, but I don't know. I really just feel like the problem is it's just too expensive and not high enough impact. Maybe I'm underestimating just how strong -2, -0 is to a unit to keep your units alive, your challengers basically alive, but I just don't think it's good enough. I don't know. It feels like a backline aura style kind of card that just wants to sit back, give a little bit of value with its aura, the -2, -0 whenever something is challenged. So I'm not a fan of it. Also does nothing good on defense. Like on defense, it's just a 5/4 for 5, which is awful. But I would like to be wrong on this. I'd love to see Renekton actually see some play. Not a big Renekton fan, but every now and again it's fine and fun to play Renekton. But yeah, Renekton needs some help, but I don't think this is the help for Renekton, and I don't think Demacia Shurima really cares about this. There are other decks I guess you could probably play this in, maybe like Severe Action. But meh, really, is my judgment on this card. It's kind of meh. Great art though, really love this art. Now the rest of the cards though I think are all solid. So Dragon Ambush. First off, the art, I know some people are actually saying like, is this a reference to Master Yi? Like, is this a member of Master Yi's tribe or something? Wouldn't be the first time that LOR has actually, Runeterra has actually expanded on the League of Legends lore, so this could actually be a member of Master Yi's tribe. Maybe this means we'll get Master Yi soon too. I guess it could be Jax, but isn't Jax purple? I'm thinking of Jax, right? But yeah, 5 mana slow speed spell, start a free attack with 2 Dragonlings. I feel like you should know what Dragonlings are by now because of Eye of the Dragon. I don't think it's a good card. I do think this is unplayable and kind of weak, but here's the thing. When I see this card, Shark Chariot. I know, it's a meme, but think about this card. 5 mana, gives you some ephemerals, gets a free attack too with those ephemerals. Shark Chariots pop out, maybe Zed Hecarim. Maybe Zed Hecarim is not a good deck, but I don't know. This might help it out enough. I don't think this is enough to make like a Hecarim or ephemeral deck real, but the option to have it is nice, but I don't think it's enough. There's some cute synergies you can do with it, but I feel like if you want to do some kind of Dragonling or ephemeral synergy, there are better cards to play in those kind of decks, and those decks just really aren't good enough. There's just not enough payoff for ephemerals. And if you're looking at this as just a 5 mana start a free attack with 2 Dragonlings, that sucks. 5 mana to summon 2/2/1s with Lifesteal and Ephemeral. If you even gain the life, you get 4 life for 4 damage on some stuff, which is not terrible, but your opponent can, interact with it because it's units. So yeah, not really a great fan of it. Pretty okay card to get generated randomly, I guess, from say like Karma. So that's cute. Also pretty cool to I wonder how this works with Karma doubling. Like, do you just get 1 big attack with 4 Dragonlings, or does it give you 2 attacks with 2 Dragonlings each? I actually have no idea how that would work. But yeah, it's a pretty okay card to get randomly, and there's some cute stuff you can do with like Ephemeral, Death Shadow, Zed Hecarim, Shark Chariot, but competitive wise, I don't think it is a good card. Now everything else here I think has some potential in a competitive deck or a slight meta deck. So Dragon's Roost, if it will load. Hello. Okay, there we go. Dragon's Roost, target landmark, 3 mana landmark, Countdown 3, summon Inviolus Vox. Inviolus Vox, 6 mana, 5/6. Fury Dragon. When an ally with Fury kills an enemy for the first time each round, create a random dragon follower in hand. Beautiful art, by the way. I love Targon, like Mount Targon art. So, really beautiful. Inviolus Vox actually saw some play for a while. Now, granted, that was a lot. The game was a lot different when Vox was being played. The game was much slower. Value Targon was much more powerful at the time too. Like Pale Cascade was a 2/1. Hush was a completely different card. All kinds of stuff was different. So you could do those long, grindy Targon value matchups. And then the game got faster and faster. Newer cards came in, and Vox just kind of got left on the side of the road as the game kept moving on. Still though, this card's nuts. Well, I don't know if I want to say nuts, but I really like this card. Talia Malphite. I know I've said Talia for the other landmark too, but just think about this card with Talia. Turn 3, you play the Dragon Roost. Now here's the issue though. Skipping a turn 3 with Talia is kind of a big deal. You're a mid-rangey, tempo-y deck that you want to kind of get some stuff on the board. But copying Dragon Roost with Talia, that's a lot of value. Maybe you can play Talia Malphite more value-oriented than what it is now. Because yeah, like getting 2 Inviolus Voxes is pretty strong. Sad thing is, because it's countdown 3, unless you play like other spells or just stuff, by the time it turns well, actually, like countdown 3, it'll be turn 3. Countdown 2, it'll be turn 4. And we countdown 1 on turn 5. Actually, yeah, no, never mind. I was incorrect. By turn 5, it should be countdown 1. You copy this with Talia, and then turn 6, you have 2 Inviolus Voxes popping out, and a Talia, maybe a leveled Talia, even if, in fact, that's a lot of value. Would you play other dragons in that deck though? Probably not, but I really like that deck. I really like. Granted, I just love value, and that is just oozing with value. That little combo. Maybe you could even play this in a non-like landmark oriented deck, just something to do on 3 in a Targon value deck. Just be like, okay, I don't have a great 3-drop. I'll just summon Dragon Roost, play Dragon Roost. Granted, you have like Solari Priestess in Targon value piles, so I'm not sure. But this is a great landmark card. I can't wait to play this. Really pulls me into playing Targon over Bandle City for a Talia pile, so I really like this card. Our next card, though, what do we have? Celestial Trifecta. Can I just say this? I hate the wording on this card. 6 mana Targon burst speed spell. Invoke a low, medium, and high cost Celestial card. Beautiful art, by the way. Like, really nice art here. But this wording is awful. I think they've confirmed exactly what it means, but I'm not 100% sure. I think like a low card is a 0 to 3 mana card. A medium card is a 4 to 6 mana card, and a high-end card, high cost card is 7 and higher. I hope that's correct. And I'm pretty sure it is 3 cards for 6 mana. You're gonna get 3 celestial cards, because if you're only getting one of these cards, because it would show you like one, like invoke, and then it showed you one like low cost, one medium cost, one high cost, and you only get one card. 6 mana for that is awful, and I don't know what they would be thinking by creating that card like that, because then you could just play Behold the Infinite, I think is the card's name, the 2 mana spell, burst speed spell that just says invoke. You're paying like an extra 4 mana for less RNG. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it gives you 3 cards. I really like this card. First off, holy crap, Pharaoh's Financier with this card. Financier loves this card. So PNZ Targon, what is that? Aphelios Victor, Aphelios Zoe Vi. Yeah, they're gonna love picking this off of Pharaoh's Financier. Now for main decking it though, I'm not sure about main decking this card is the problem. I feel like in terms of like if you knew how the meta was, like if the meta was like really warped and there was like one deck that was a super grindy high value deck that was just warping the meta, sure, play this card just to get a huge value card because it's 3 cards for 6 mana. The problem with putting this main deck is I just think it's too slow for the ladder. Maybe in tournaments, but yeah, I'm not sure about this main deck. I'd rather just play Star Shaping, in other words, main deck for my value target piles. You might say like, well, Star Shaping only gives you a high cost card, a big card, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, but 1, it's cheaper, and 2, the heal I think is just more versatile than the extra 2 cards, even though they are low and medium cost Celestials. Could be wrong though. I feel like they deliberately made it 6-2 because of Financier. I feel like this was very deliberate with its cost because they were like, wow, this is going to be great for Financier. And I feel like Riot does that with a lot of these more expensive cards where they're like, okay, how's Financier look with this card, etc., etc. But that's just my opinion. Still though, as a control player, a Targon lover, I love this card. I'm definitely going to be playing as at least as a one-of in some decks. And then I'll get mad that it's too slow and I get run over by aggressive decks. And our last couple of cards, Wings of the Cryo Phoenix. Great card. 7 mana slow spell, deal 3 to all units. If you're enlightened, you also get to heal your Nexus by 3. Super card. Super good card. Freljord Shadow Isles. Shadow Isles Freljord, whatever you want to call it. Shadow Isles Freljord control, or I guess just Shadow Isles Freljord late game oriented decks in general. We'll probably play 1 to 2 of these, I think. Depending on the meta, though, of course. Really, it will come down to, like, how good is a dealing 3? Like, a bigger avalanche, in other words. What is it called? Icequake? The 8-mana Trundle spell? Icequake actually used to see some play main deck. Now, granted, I feel like that was more because when Icequake first came out, people were bad at building decks still, and just threw an Icequake because they were like, oh yeah, I want to get the whole Behold 8+ card synergy going, so I'm going to put an Icequake, and it was not that great. And then people switched to It That Stares. So yeah, like that's the issue I see with Wings of the Cryo Phoenix. It's, you gotta make a decision. Do you play It That Stares or Wings of the Cryo Phoenix? So there's a trade-off. It That Stares can destroy landmarks, and leaves behind an 8/8. Wings of the Cryo Phoenix, though, comes down a turn earlier. It's a spell, so it can use a spell mana. I said it comes down a turn earlier. It's cost 1 more mana. But yeah, it's a spell, so it can use spell mana, so it can come down on turn 4 at the earliest. And in the late game, it even heals you for 3, which can be backbreaking against like aggro decks, like burn decks in general. So I like this card. I really, really like it, but it's definitely, in my opinion, as a control player, it is definitely a meta call, whether you put this in your Shadow Isles Freljord control decks or not. Might even see some play outside of Shadow Isles Freljord control, like Freljord PNZ, maybe? I don't think you should play this in Freljord Ionia, Enlighten. I don't think you should play Freljord Ionia in the first place, in all honesty. I've seen some people saying like, wow, Karma Freljord control. Don't play that deck, please. That deck is bad. If you're trying to like win, if you're just trying to have fun, go ahead, go crazy and play whatever you want. Play like Nautilus Karma or something. But yeah, solid card, very powerful, I think. Just depends on the meta, and that is going to be the deciding factor on how good it is, whatever the meta is. And our last card, what do we have? Strategic Execution. I like this card. It actually reminds me of, I can't remember the name. It should be here. Answered Prayer? I think that's the name of the card. It was one of the Alawi cards. It's the thing that summons, yeah, Answered Prayer, the 2 mana spawn 2, or spend 5 mana spawn 4. That's what this card is reminding me of, Strategic Execution. 4 mana, stun 2 enemies, or you can spend 6 mana to summon a Legion General. Feels like a 3 Sisters, but only giving you 2 choices, and it's not a second spell having to be cast. I don't know. I like this card. Compared to the Tentacle spell, I've already forgot the name of it. Answered Prayers? Yeah, Answered Prayer. I like that its second form is a very different ability? A very different outcome? Because Answered Prayer, sure, it's like, okay, you're just spending more mana to get more tentacles. Strategic Execution is a 4-mana slow spell. Either stun 2 enemies for 4 mana, at slow speed, which kind of sucks, or spend 6 mana to summon a Legion General. And of course, we'll look at Legion General because not a lot of people have played this guy. 5 mana 4/4. When I'm summoned, grant me +1/+1 for each unit you've stunned or recalled this game, and he has Fearsome. This one's really nice art. I've never actually looked at the full art of this guy. So here's the thing. I think it's a good card. The problem is, it's a good stun card, and the only stun payoff is really Yasuo. And Yasuo is, well, he's Yasuo. He's kind of bad, I'm sorry. Especially like Yasuo Noxus. Like, Yasuo Noxus is not that great, in all honesty. Like, what is the pairing for Yasuo and Noxus? Swain with Leviathan, Yasuo? That's not that great. Like, some people actually brought Yasuo to seasonals and did okay with it, but they were playing Yasuo Targon with Leona in the Daybreak package. I don't know. I feel like there are 3 regions that go well with Yasuo, or go decently with Yasuo. Noxus, Targon, and Vandal City. Vandal City is also getting some more Yasuo stuff too. Maybe Jhin? Well, no. If you play Jhin and Yasuo, you wouldn't be able to play a Noxus card, so no. I don't know, but I think there might be something here if Yasuo can get... I don't know. Yasuo needs something. But if Yasuo Noxus ever becomes a thing, this is a pretty solid card for Yasuo Noxus. I've actually played a decent amount of Yasuo Noxus, and I used Legion General as a finisher. It was more of a... I think it was like Mono Yasuo, Monastery of Hirana, Noxus, Ionia, and I used Legion General as a finisher, and Syncopation to swap my Legion General with a unblocked unit, and it did a lot better than I expected it to do. And I would definitely run Strategic Execution over Legion General. Maybe. Now that I think about it, it is a spell too, so it can get countered. But I don't know. I like the card. I like Yasuo, so I'll definitely try it out. This does give me a reason to play Yasuo again, and I'll take any reason to play Yasuo. So yeah, that is it for all the cards. 7 cards, like I said. Overall, real quick, Haunted Tomb, good. Bakai Witherclaw, bad. Dragon Ambush, I think it's bad, but it has some potential, and it's kind of cute and memey. Dragon Roost, I think is good. Trifecta, Celestial Trifecta, great off of Financier. Don't really think you should main deck it, but maybe. Wings of the Cryo Phoenix, good depending on the meta. Strategic Execution, good for a stun deck, but the problem with that is Yasuo's pretty much the only deck that cares about stuns. So, cool stuff. Good support for some archetypes that already exist, like some Renekton decks, Yasuo decks, and Riot has said they are going to be doing this, like giving support to already existing archetypes that are just a little bit weaker right now, and they've done that. They gave, like, this is like some Dragon / Targon Landmark support, Renekton support, I guess value Targon support, so it's nice. Great variety day, I'd say, all in all. Can't wait to see what Annie is going to be doing and what her support is going to be. I'm pretty sure she's going to be a Noxus, by the way. But yeah, I'd love to hear your opinion on these cards. What do you think of them? Maybe you think I'm being a little too hard on some of these cards. Maybe you think I'm overrating some of these cards. Definitely leave your opinion down in the comments below so you can tell me what you think. Also, if you just enjoyed the video in general, I'd love it if you could leave a like or a comment down below. Always helps me on the channel out. And if you guys want to keep up with the Legends of Runeterra content, you can always go and subscribe to the channel as well. Also, if you want to watch me play some Legends of Runeterra, you can go and check me out over on twitch.tv/Zeneton, where I stream pretty much every single day. Anyway, though, with that all said and done, thank you all once more for watching this video. And until I see you guys in the next one, bye.